Well, welcome to Motoring TV and welcome to beautiful British Columbia. Several months ago, we asked you to send in auditions because the moniker of the show is stories about cars and the people who drive them. We asked you to become guest reviewers. We've already covered a couple of Mercedes-Benz and the Kia K5, and now we ask people to put their hand up to test drive a couple Subarus. Well, first of all, we have a family here in British Columbia. We're going to meet them in a moment, but first, let's meet the car. The vehicles our guest reviewers are driving is the Subaru Ascent, a 3-row, 7 or 8 passenger utility which is perfect for an active family. It has a 2.4-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine with 260 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque, with the power going through a high-torque CVT to Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive system. In addition, this Ascent comes standard with the EyeSight Advanced Safety Suite. It can move a lot of people in comfort, but it can also tow a lot. That's 2,270 kilograms or 5,000 pounds. The price of the Ascent starts at $36,995 and comes with EyeSight, standard LED headlamps, a 6.5-inch display audio system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, plus heated front seats and 3-zone climate control. So for a 3-row family SUV, you need a family, of course, with a cute little dog. Here's the Prado family.
I'm from Brazil, and me and my husband, we came to Canada 11 years ago. We came to BC because we thought it would be not such a shock coming from the hot weather in Brazil. And we've been in BC all this time. We've had 2 children here.
I knew her from Brazil, but we actually started talking in California. She saw me and she couldn't take her hands off me. And since we are here, we had the Cadu and Julia. Cadu's 10, Julia's 8, and the kids are just growing fast and faster. We watch Motoring TV. We thought it would be fun to be a guest review, especially on the Subaru Ascent, that it's a great fit for our family.
I drive now a QX60. I like the SUVs because I think it fits our family needs. We are very, very excited to try the new Subaru.
So this is your first time driving a Subaru. What are your first impressions?
Yes, I really like it. It's very comfortable.
The one thing I like about this vehicle, huge windows, great visibility, right?
Yes, and I like the sunroof too. It's really big. Lots of light.
So with a vehicle with 3 rows of seats, how often do you use that 3rd row at the back? Do you need it once in a while for kids?
Yes, for kids. And also when we have our family coming from Brazil, because we're from Brazil, right? So sometimes when they come visiting us, it's nice to have extra rows so we can all ride together.
So as a mom, what are you looking for most in a vehicle? What do you need to have? It might not be power. This has 260 horsepower, but it's probably not the #1 thing for a mom with a vehicle. It's probably how useful it is, right?
Yes. I think comfort, I like the comfort of the car. Yeah, having space, especially when you have kids, because then sometimes you go to the park and there's bicycles and scooters and all that, so it's really important. So I like all the technology. I really like having these cars full of buttons and full of functions. I like to turn them all on. For example, you don't need to use the key to open the car. You can just touch the handle and it opens. So I like all these little things.
When I saw the video of the car, I thought it was not that big, but when you get close to the car, it's actually big. I think it's a little bit step up from a mid-size SUV, and I like it. I think it looks good. I like the front lights, the daylight running. It's like a nice shape.
So what are you looking for in a family vehicle? Is it comfort? Is it features? Is it power? What is it that you're looking for in a family vehicle like this?
The order that I like is safety,
Yeah.
And then comfort, and then gadgets and everything that new cars have nowadays. But for the Subaru Ascent, I like the dash. I have all the information that you need. And this one you can change.
Yeah.
Do
So they put that screen up there so that you don't have to take your eyes far off the road.
yeah,
And so all the stuff, the quick information you want is right on that screen up there.
it's right on the screen.
So you like that one?
I really like that one. All the important information, you don't have to take your eyes off the road. You can see it while you're driving. I am a framer, carpenter. Mainly we work on the roofs, doing small rises or houses, big houses, and some small jobs here and there.
We try to hike as much as you can on the weekends when it's sunny. We also like snowboarding. We do go to the mountains a lot, and I actually would go a lot by myself. Like sometimes I would just drop the kids at school and then drive up the mountain by myself. So it's important to have a car now so that's stable, like on the snow, because you don't want to get stuck in the snow.
The other feature from the Subaru is the space on the back is really spacious, and the third row you can actually sit 3 people, and really 3 people comfortable. The other thing I like is when you put the seats down, everything is rubber. So I am a little bit of tough and rough guy, so I just put things down and throw it there. And as my wife mentioned, we like to go snowboarding. It melts and it gets wet, and I just throw everything there, and I'll usually clean up later. But with the Subaru it's easy, you don't have just wipe up a rug and that's clean. The driving is not bumpy at all. Actually, the suspension I think is better than the Infiniti. Another feature that I was playing around with is the 4-wheel drive. It's impressive. You can lock and you can go off-road or even on a log road with no problem.
So we just figured it out. Autopilot actually kind of drives the car for you. So we're like in a curve. Lucas is not holding the steering wheel. Don't do that at home, guys. But we're just testing it out. So whoa. And then the car reminds you, keep your hands on the wheel, which is a good advice. I think it's important the kids like it, especially because if you think about it, like they don't ride as comfortable as us in the front. So it's nice to have something that they feel comfortable too and that they enjoy as well, especially if you're going for long drives. I like the seats that heated. The kids loved the idea of having their seats heated because they've never had that before, so they really enjoy that.
That was fun.
So this car has right here on either side of the mirror, there's a camera. There's 2 cameras, and they're always looking down the road. Subaru calls it eyesight, great name, right? So you've got 2 cameras, like 2 eyes looking down the road. So this is for your forward collision warning and your lane keep assist. Is that important to you to have that technology in a car today?
I think it's very handy because, as I said, again, with the kids, sometimes you look back and to see what they're up to or something, and you do get a little distracted maybe.
The other feature that I like is the sunroof on this car. It's gigantic.
Okay, now what about space? We have 3 rows of seats in here. Did you even know the Ascent had this much room?
No, even looking at the pictures or video from this car, when you get close to the car, you already see the difference. It's so big and high, and I just drove my wife's car and it looks a little bit tinier. Even the headspace, I have a lot of headspace here.
And the big windows.
And the big windows.
It's interesting, I talk about eyesight, the cameras, but your own eyes are the most important thing when you're driving.
Yes.
So being able to see all around you is important. So are you surprised that this has a turbo 4-cylinder engine?
Yes, I was surprised how strong it is.
Yeah. Got 260 horsepower.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 260 horsepower from a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder engine. And the thing is, what's great about this, especially on the highway, I know you said you like to head out and go camping and do long road trips, right?
Yeah.
So this gets 9 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway with seating for all these people.
This morning I tested the engine a little bit and I stepped on and I was impressed for the turbo engine. The QX60 is a V6 3.6 engine. It feels like a little bit more power on for the size of the Subaru. It's kind of quite big car and it's responded really well.
And the transmission is a continuously variable transmission, but it has mimic gears, so it feels like it's changing real gears.
I was not going to say that it was a continuous variable transmission, this car.
You had no idea?
I had no idea.
It mimics what a regular transmission shifts like. So, well, there you go. There's a perfect testament. You had no idea that it was a CVT.
No. And I even tried to shift the gears manually, and I couldn't say there was
any different
than my truck, for example.
That's well done, right?
That's really well done. There's one more nice feature that you can stop fighting mirror, that I call that.
What do you call it?
Stop fighting mirror. Because if the kids are fighting on the back, you can just see who is causing everything and ask them to stop, and you can actually keep eye on the kids all the time.
Where's the button?
Well, my son is really curious. He can figure things out really quick as well. He figured out that if you flip the rear view mirror, it becomes a monitor. So it's good because when you go to long drives, you can fill it up with luggage on the truck and you can still see the back. You can still use as a mirror.
Also this morning I was looking around while I was outside trying to figure out where that camera was, but I couldn't find it. But there's still a lot of cool things in it.
So if you were going to replace the vehicle you have now, you would want something this size?
Yes, definitely. I want something that size, especially on the third row, that you can actually sit 3 people on the third row.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice feature to have. And I actually sat on the back seat on the third row just to check it out. I could sit down. My knees didn't hit the front row of the seat.
If you don't get this back, you can actually get 3 seats in the second row. So you get 2 and 3, that's 5, and then 3 at the back. You can get 8 people in this car.
Oh, she's shivering though.
It feels like a luxury car, actually.
Has all the amenities you would want, right?
I must say it's really quiet inside.
Yeah, that's important.
It's really quiet.
You're like the perfect family for this. You like to go hiking, you like to go camping, you like road trips. You're like the poster family for what Subaru buyers envision themselves being like.
That's good. They can give us a discount.
See, you're already working on getting it. I knew it. Everybody says it the same thing. Can we get a deal?
The hard part now is giving it back. I wish I could stay with it.
You really like it?
You like it a lot.
I actually give it a double thumbs up.
So Ruth, it's a lot of fun test driving a new Ascent, right?
Yes, we really enjoyed it.
Is there anything that stands out to you?
Yeah, I was surprised actually how luxurious it felt in the car. Is so many features, and one of the things I really like was the cooling of the seats. Now, especially going to the summer and the leather seats, it's really nice to have like a cooling seat.
Well, take it from a Brazilian, they know hot, right? So it's good to stay cool on a hot summer day. Kids loved it, families seem to like it.
Oh yeah, my family loved it, especially the kids. They really enjoyed it. They wish they could keep the car.
Your husband said the same thing. Everybody that drives a car, a new car, especially a fun one like this, they always say, how do we keep it? All right, you're our guest on the show. You get to do the honors and close us out.
Okay, see you next time on Motoring TV for more stories about cars and the people who drive them, like me.
That's going to be great.
When motoring launched in 1988, it was only found on TV. Not anymore. We have a robust website with the best auto journalists in the country. Our Facebook, where the only topic of conversation is cars, and where it's easy to win cool swag. YouTube, which boasts 30 years of archives at your fingertips, including complete episodes. Cool shirts, right? For the first time ever, we're selling them. Google Motoring TV Shop to get yours today.